So you feel like you're a strong, decisive guy who knows what he wants and what he's about. You've got emotional walls up and you built them yourself, brick by brick, layer by layer, because you think they'll protect you when things get tough. But really, you're in for a big surprise because those very same walls are keeping love out. And in fact, they're falling apart brick by brick in ways you won't even anticipate. Because when you smile and you nod and you act like everything's fine, and inside you're checking for the exits, you're deflecting. You're pushing her away, often without even realizing it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you why those walls go up for so many men and exactly how to start tearing them down before they block your very closest connection. This is all about being strong enough to be seen and vulnerable and create a connection that will last. So stick with me because the next few minutes could change how you show up in your marriage forever. So when your wife reaches for closeness, you might tense. She asks you what's wrong and you make jokes about it, and she presses and you shut down. Is that something that resonates with you? Does that sound familiar? Because building walls is weakness, but it's a survival response. It's an old strategy that you may have learned years ago to protect yourself likely in childhood, particularly if you had a domineering father. And that's created to protect a vulnerable part of yourself from what you perceive as harm. It's kind of hardwired into your DNA. But the adult truth in your marriage is that those walls cost trust and connection and force your partners to constantly guess what's happening inside you. And that guessing will breed profound resentment and exhaustion that will eventually build up into an explosion. I call that the silent cycle. It's a combination of closeness, tension, deflection, and silence. And every time you run that cycle, the next time you connect, it feels harder and the distance between you seems even more permanent. So how are you going to deal with this? There is some good news I have for you, because to be aware is the first step, right? You're not getting rid of the old need to feel strong and protected. What I'm doing is upgrading your response, okay? So you can feel more secure, so that you can show up fully without losing that sense of safety. Now, before I go on, if you're watching this and thinking, I want to try this today, pause this video and pick one move that I'm going to explain to you and comment how it works for you. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, avoiding vulnerability isolates you. It doesn't protect the relationship. It starves it of air. And so here are the three most common ways that men build moats around those castles, around their marriages, all right, to protect themselves. Firstly, it's joking your way out of real feelings. It's agreeing outwardly, but checking out emotionally and inwardly feeling distanced. And just waiting before you show up. Think of it this way. If your relationship strategy is to build a moat and call it love, then actually you're single in a partnership, because pretending you're waiting for the problem to go away won't protect love. It just keeps you from being seen. That costs trust, build resentment and distance between you. So what I encourage people to do is to replace that defense system with four simple, repeatable strategies. First, give a name to the wall. Acknowledge that when you're doing it, that you feel that you're actually putting up those walls right now. And even though you don't want to put up those walls, in fact, try and name them. Are they based on fear, anger, rejection, any other emotion? Because that manages to keep both of your nervous systems balanced and keep you focused on what you need to do to be vulnerable. Secondly, take a pause to reflect on that, okay? Just don't necessarily respond because you know the wall has gone up. Take a look at it, step away, walk, breathe, and reset your nervous system. Imagine if you're looking at yourself from a distance and what emotion is written on that wall. Thirdly, to reconnect, that ritual. Create a ritual when really you feel like the distance is growing. It can be simple text, it can be a shared walk, a coffee, just to let them know that you're still there and you're present. And fourthly, and I think this is most often missed, track what's triggered you. If necessary, write down the topics or tones or words that make you put your walls up. That's what I call an emotional blueprint. And it will keep you present. You won't shut down and ignore it because you recognize it. So now you're learning how to protect the relationship too. Think of those emotional walls. It's like a dam. Okay, they hold back the flood of feeling that you may get, but they block the water your marriage needs to thrive and grow. And it isn't your job to tear down the dam, right? It's to learn when and how to open the gate safely. I have a client who basically says, I pause, I breathe, and I share. The walls are down, and she's still here. All right? Don't panic. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. And that presence is the ultimate act of leadership. So tear it down in the comments, and let me know when you apply these methods. Hit subscribe if you want to learn how to protect your heart without blocking that love. I hope today you've had this little lesson in recognizing how difficult it is for some men to open up. Okay, there are statistics that as many as 6 out of 10 feel lonely, they don't feel in touch with their feelings, and many they feel secondary to the needs of wife, family, and providing. And that's why men's mental health is deteriorating. That needn't be you. If you're stuck, you know where I am. Book a clarity call for a personalized roadmap, or start with the 6-day marriage reset, and the links in the description. So until next time, keep leading, keep learning, and keep letting that love flow in to that moat. Okay, you don't need to build any walls. I'll see you in the next video.